Hey everybody, so today we're going to discuss the 1-6-2-5 chord progression, and we're going to start to integrate some of the concepts that we were talking about in earlier videos. If you haven't checked those out yet, please do, because this one in particular builds upon the other concepts. You can also get tab and notation by going to my TrueFire channel or my Patreon page, and don't forget to like this and subscribe and do all the good things. But right now we're going to talk about using the 1-6-2-5 chord progression and integrating roots, fifths, and then the half step above and below to create a really intricate and very interesting improvised walking bass line. So the first thing you want to do is get these concepts under your belt again. You have roots, fifths, the half step above approach, and then the half step below approach. And again, you can get really flexible with this. One of the things you want to be able to do is figure out how to take these and transition from the exercise of playing them into improvising with them. So again, the whole goal of this is to really direct the players that you're playing with, whether it's a record or physical people, into a feeling of being anchored in the chord progression. That's what your job is as the bass player. So one thing that I like to do is kind of mix and match the amount of dissonance that I have. So I'll start by playing root notes, and then I'll very slowly integrate that half step approach here and there just to give a little hint of jazziness. And that's just enough to make it sound a little bit more sophisticated. The next thing you can do is kind of push the boundaries a little bit more, get a little bit more active, and it'll sound something like this. One thing that you'll notice is that I am never afraid to play the root note twice. You want to make sure that you do a good job at establishing what the harmony is, because after all, that's what you're there to be doing. Another thing is you can kind of challenge yourself as you start to improvise by forcing yourself to stay in a certain region. So right now I'm going to use these concepts, but I'm only going to stay within the E and the A strings, my two lower strings, and I can approach it something like this. Then I can do the same thing, but I can play a little bit higher. And then I can force myself to kind of go back and forth between the two. And this is when it really starts to get even more improvisational, even more jazzy, because you are just more flexible and you are providing a lot of different and very interesting ways of navigating through this chord progression. So that's a really great way and very sophisticated way to integrate these concepts of voice leading so that you can create a walking bass line. Now, I know we went through this super fast, but what it really comes down to is you getting comfortable with these concepts and improvising on your own. So if you want, there's a backing track for this. There are tabs and notation at my TrueFire and my Patreon page. Go check them out, and happy practicing.